Hello everyone. Here I am running a Kali Linux in the virtual box, and the problem is I have an USB adapter, USB Wi-Fi adapter connected, but when I click the networks it does not show any available network. So let's do some step-by-step problem solving and see how we can fix this problem. The first and the simplest step is to restart the network manager service. So you see that the service is running. So let's restart and find out. It's the first step. So sometimes if the service is not running properly, then by restarting it, it would work. So here if you see, it is still not working. So we need to do a kind of deep dive to find out what exactly is the problem. So if you click on the Wi-Fi settings, it shows the visible networks and nothing is visible here. But the important thing that you need to notice here is it gives a message that firmware is missing. So that means there are some third party drivers which are required for my USB adapter which are missing. So need to find out how we can identify what driver is missing and fix it. So to do that, you need to run dmesg. That means dmesg is a command dmesg, which means diagnostic message. So if you run the diagnostic message, you will find out what are all the problems and how we can fix it. So if you look at the dump which has been given, you can clearly see that the firmware is missing. So here you can see that duplex control loading firmware. So system is trying to load the firmware for my USB adapter and it says fail to load this firmware. So here I'm using ralink device. So if you see the USB device, you can see the device is configured. So that means virtual machine is able to identify my USB adapter. But now the problem is the driver for this is not available. The Ralink chipset, whatever I'm using, so for that it is trying to find a library, firmware, but it is not able to load it. So to do or to fix this problem, what we have to do is we have to add few lines here in the source list so that we can install the related or the required drivers. So to do that, what I'll do is I will copy this and I have to update in source list directory. To do that, what I'll do is leafpad and I will update it. So here, these two lines we have to add here. So just for the sake of readability, let me do this. So these two lines needs to be added, then save the file and then run the command update. So here I have already updated the required files, so that's where you do not see much of an update here, but depending on what kind of connection you have, you will have to spend some time and all this will get updated. So once this is updated, next thing is you need to install firmware. So let me copy this and then I'm installing it. Do you want to continue? Yes. So this is another problem. I need to fix the connectivity issue here. So sometimes inside the virtual box, it takes way too long. So let me just pause the video here and then I will restart once the update is done. So now that installation is over, so the firmware-ralink is installed. Now what I need to do is I have to install miscellaneous packages. I'll click on the install. So that is done. So now let's see if I get the network back. I see the connections, select network. Here you go. You can see all the networks that are available and you can select whichever network you want and connect accordingly. And if I go back to the Wi-Fi settings, also this problem should be fixed here. So you can see all the visible networks and the firmware missing is gone. So that's how you can solve the package. So if you have different USB adapter, then based on the kind of firmware required, do search in Google and find out what library is missing, or I mean to say what driver is missing, and then upload it accordingly. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, do post in your comments. Thank you.